Being low income in America really fucking sucks, but it sucks even more when you lose 315 of the 330 fucking dollars that you just got last night. So now you only have $16 to spend for the entire fucking month as someone who already doesn't have any money to spend on food. Fuck you, I guess. Texas, whoever you are. You stole from a person who has less than nothing. Are you happy? Are you satisfied with yourself? Like, are you proud? Being low income in America really fucking sucks, but it sucks even more when you lose 350.
Hi, how's it going? I hope you're doing okay. I have some clarifications to make as I realize I was inarticulate in that video and not clear, and I confused some people. I'm going to not delete that video even though I am being abused in the comments. I don't feel embarrassed or ashamed for sharing how I was feeling, and even for being inarticulate, because I think it was rational. And if you didn't understand that in that video, that's totally okay. I cannot blame you for that. Maybe you'll understand after this one. Just give me, like, maybe a...
Oh my goodness. She doesn't see anything wrong with that video. That is insane. Because why can't you control yourself? Like, why can't you control your emotions? And why is your first reaction when life hits you to go on the internet and make a complete fool of yourself? And then come here now, and it's such a stark contrast from what we originally saw.
A couple minutes of your time and I can explain. I was going to come at this video like very, very snappy because I was being snapped at, but that was only a couple people, and then I realized people made assumptions from the things that I said and the way that I said them when I was upset, and that's logical. That's only human, and I wish to clarify so that the people who actually do care to understand can understand. First off, to receive EBT in Colorado, you actually have to work if you're a able-bodied adult, and I am classified as...
First of all, she said for the people who look to understand, like we have to go out of our way to try to understand you. The world does not owe you understanding. Are you going to try to understand Trump? I don't think so. I think you just feel how you feel about it, and you don't care how he ended up that way or whatever the case, right? So why do you think the world has to try to go out of our way to understand you? No, it's everybody's obligation and responsibility to make sure they carry themselves, especially adults, in the manner that they want to be perceived by. So, yeah, we don't have to try to go. We pretty much understand. You want us to look. We can give you grace, I guess, but at the same time, you're not showing that you learned anything from it because you don't regret it, and you said you wouldn't even take it down.
Work if you're a able-bodied adult, and I am classified as an able-bodied adult, though I am not technically able-bodied. I have physical disabilities as well. My boyfriend and I both work multiple jobs, and we work majority of the week with very little actual time off to ourselves. We are also both trying to create careers through social media, so any extra time that we would have is spent pretty much working on creating new skills or creating a base online, which you can judge for that if you want, but I'm really truly trying to hustle my ass off here.
So why are you saying you can't work? If she really is hustling her butt off. She says her and her boyfriend are both working multiple jobs, and then on her after hours, she's clocking back in and doing content, which is obviously why she didn't want to take that other video down. Because best believe, like she said, a lot of people had things to say, which boosted her engagement ultimately, and it's probably her most viral video, and is bringing in a lot of new faces. But we have to challenge this whole I can't work thing, right? Because she said that she's classified and deemed legally as not disabled, but she does have some disabilities. Hey, I would say we all got certain little chronic things that we deal with and live with. Shoot, the past couple of weeks, my back was hurting, but I still carried my butt to work. And not only that, let's say if she really does have a disability that's out of her control. Well, it's not like you it's not like you're digging ditches or something. Let's be real. Even if she had a perfectly physical body, she wouldn't want to be digging ditches. So, what type of society and world do you think we're living in? If you can hustle the way you're hustling, working probably 12 to 18-hour days, and if you include the content, then why can't you answer calls for customer service? Why can't you take a sales job and make cold dials? Why can't you be a data entry person and just type people's names in the computers? These were the jobs you was probably gonna be going for anyway. So I'm trying to understand why you can't do that, and why a lot of other people act like they can't do that, and they act like they're not going to be eligible to work. I don't understand that.
At midnight, on the day that we got our EBT, I called the number and I checked, and the balance was there, $330 and some change. And I went to bed thinking, okay, we'll go and get groceries in the morning. And so went to bed, woke up, and called the number again to check, and there was $15 and some change. In the video, I rounded up to 16 because I am grateful for every penny, and 16 feels more logical than 15 because there's 15 and change, which I'm sorry if that didn't make any sense. Called the office in our town, and the lady said, oh, I see a transaction here in Texas. And I said, that's not us. And she said, oh, okay. And I said, so what do we do? And she said, well, EBT isn't reimbursed, so you just have to get a new card and lock it for next time. And I said, we have no food, I don't know what to do. And she laughed and told me to get in touch with the food resources that I already know about, which she just assumed that I already knew about them, didn't actually give me the food resources.
I don't know what to do, but I'm a content creator on my off time. Well, it looks like you're going to have to allocate your time and resources right now, and you're going to have to focus on what actually brings money in the door, which means those hours when you're making content, you might have to pick up another job. You might have to make cuts somewhere else that you're not cutting. I'm sure y'all have subscriptions, all type of stuff. You might have to cancel it for this month and pick them back up next month. I mean, let's be real here. It's two of y'all. Y'all got two incomes living in one household. And there's a man involved. So between you and him, I don't understand why y'all can't come up with $300.
Sources. And I got upset, and I made a video, which I had planned to delete. But I am working on a project on my account where I am trying to be more authentic and share my actual feelings about who I am, where I'm at in my life, and everything like that, to hopefully be able to see some progress in my life. And it was real, so I posted it. A lot of people were so cruel. Like, some of the rudest comments that I've ever seen in my entire life. And I know that they were not coming from misunderstanding. They were genuinely just hateful. But I also saw that a lot of people were confused, and I also saw that a lot of people were supportive, and it was a huge mixed bag. I just could not tell the vibes. I would not have been so upset had I not made a mistake last month in paperwork, and we had missed a month because of that. We had used all of our emergency food and pretty much every single favor that we had saved up from friends, as well as gone to the food shelves and used every single last penny of any money that we had saved up, because we have to eat to be able to go to work. We have to work to eat, or we have to eat to work. So I have not paid for a piercing in a very long time, nor have I paid for a tattoo in a very long time. In alternative circles, people tend to trade and barter and gift tattoos and piercings to people, and that's what I've been lucky enough to receive. My phone is required to be able to continue the work that I do, as well as possibly create a career on social media. In 2025, I do think it is a little illogical to expect someone to sell their phone, especially because a phone is a massive resource that people work extremely hard to get so that they can make more.
Listen, y'all, ultimately, when it comes down to, you came online acting a fool. And what she just disclosed is that the previous month she didn't get paid either because she made an error in paperwork. So had she got paid that month, she'd have been just fine. So you kind of brought it on yourself. But, ultimately what it really just comes down to is it comes down to, I believe that there's probably a lot of areas where she can make cuts and she can make adjustments. But I believe that there's an unwillingness to do that. And we have to keep all the things that we have, as well as one very important area she's not willing to make an adjustment in is she's not willing to use her time and adjust her time in the way she allocates her time. She's not willing to stop, because if it's that detrimental to where you come online and you make it this urgent thing for us to try to understand, then that means that this is an emergency. So drastic times call for drastic measures. So it looks like if content creation isn't bringing money in right now, then you're going to have to use that time that you were already working, and you're going to have to actually work during that time. And we're going to have to do everything at once in conjunction with each other. We're going to have to make cuts. We're not going to be able to watch Netflix. We're not going to be able to go out at the rave, or whatever it is you like to do. We're going to have to really tighten up around here if it's as urgent as you're saying. I don't think it's as urgent as she's saying. I think that she's just somebody that panics whenever there's any type of change, whenever there's any type of discomfort. She just panics, and it's like an entitled panic, in my opinion. It's like, I'm owed this, so I'm going to rage out. And, we got to start taking more personal responsibility for ourselves. And how did you end up in the situation where not getting that money could 1 month, or missing that month, could affect you so drastically? That's what we have to start evaluating. And also, what are we doing now to try to get ahead? You might need to stop making content, and you might need to be using that time to be developing a more valuable skill in the market, so that you can then leverage that to earn much more in the future. Because based off what you're saying, if these little small mishaps can throw you off to this degree, then you also, at the same time, while you're trying to make it right now, you need to be putting things in place so that you're prepared for the future. So we'll leave it there. But like the video, also subscribe if you want to join the Limitless Legion. Cash App's link below if you want to tip the channel. Buy your boy iced coffee. And also feel free to join the Patreon, where I post self-improvement content. Until then, I'll catch you in the next video.